In this lesson, I will introduce multithreading. In the previous example, the coffee shop had 3 employees working sequentially. From the moment a customer entered until the drink was delivered to the table, it took 6 minutes. Still the same 3 employees, but now they work in parallel. One handles brewing, another handles payment. When working in parallel, from customer arrival to serving the drink at the table, it takes 5 minutes. So let's evaluate this briefly. 3 employees working in parallel save 1 minute. If more employees work in parallel, even more time is saved. You can think of a business unit as a CPU core. In the past, one core could execute only one thread. But modern processors, such as Intel or AMD CPUs, can execute 2 threads at the same time. This is commonly referred to as a logical core. A logical core is the number of threads a physical core can execute simultaneously. Now let's move on to platform threads. Platform threads have existed since Java 1.0. The heap is where objects are allocated. Platform threads are created by the JVM of our application. OS threads are created by the operating system. The number of OS threads that can be scheduled depends on the operating system, such as Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. Typically, the OS can create around 10,000 threads. Platform threads map one-to-one to OS threads. No matter how many threads exist, true parallel execution depends on the underlying hardware. That is the CPU core. We already discussed logical cores earlier. It means how many threads a single core can execute at the same time. For example, my machine has 16 cores. If each core can execute only one thread at a time, then it can execute 16 OS threads concurrently, which means it can map to 16 platform threads. Keep this in mind. Now let's move on to a new technology, introduced in Java 21 and later. Java 21 is the final release. This feature was introduced starting in Java 19. The architecture is similar, with a heap region. There are still OS threads and underlying hardware. Platform threads are replaced by carrier threads. A carrier thread can host millions of virtual threads. These virtual threads are used to handle I/O-bound tasks. When a virtual thread is blocked, for example by an I/O operation, it is detached from the carrier thread. It becomes a lightweight object, stored on the heap. When the blocking operation completes, it is reattached and continues execution. Once the task completes, the thread is discarded. It is not reused. In the following chapters, we will study this in more depth. This is a major technological breakthrough. A single carrier thread can host millions of virtual threads because they are lightweight. Now let's summarize. As in the previous example, parallel execution is faster, but it also comes with challenges. Similar to real life, resource sharing exists. In real life, it is not too complex, but in computing, shared resources lead to contention. This can produce unexpected results. Behavior may also be unpredictable. Sometimes execution becomes slower. Sometimes it can even crash the application faster than sequential execution. This is a major challenge. With new technologies in Java, their purpose is to maximize CPU and memory utilization. We will explore these technologies in the next chapters. Thank you. See you in the next lesson.